Good afternoon, Lower School, and welcome to our virtual assembly. Growing together, reaching higher. And so here we are again in our 6th virtual assembly where we get time to reflect and set out our goals for the next week. So the notices for this week then, still access your work through the school website, artbolton.org. Click on there onto virtual school, lower school, and all of the resources are available for you. Contacting school is exactly the same, info@artbolton.org. We still have our work-related prizes and an Amazon gift card of £10. So if you've got anything you're really proud of, send it in. And I've got quite a lot of stuff this week that I'll share later on with you. Miss Allen has got a new recipe of the week for us to have a look at. You can still access the virtual choir, and I know that that work is ongoing, and hopefully we'll be able to demonstrate that fairly soon. The art challenge is still taking place as well. Send your entries into info@artbolton.org. So this week's recipe is cheese and tomato grilled fish. So have a go at this. If you get the chance to make it, do take a picture and send it in to us at info@artbolton.org, and I'd love to see any of that. You'll see later on we've got some pictures of the cakes that were being made by Habiba in Year 9. So it's really important that you all know you can access school. So the information is here once again. info@artbolton.org if you want to email. You can call 773-8156. You're also entitled to use the Sharp system. So go onto the school website, click on the Sharp system. Don't forget to leave your name and year group so we can get back to you. And I know some of you have been contacting us about all sorts of things, and please do that and keep in contact. We love to hear from you. There were quite a lot of entries over half term for this, and I've got some of those displayed later on in the assembly. If you've got anything that you're proud of, then please take a picture of your work and send it in to us. For year 8 and 9 in particular, the stories, the short stories that Miss Andrews asked you to write, and I send out a prompt every day. If you've got any of those, then do send pictures of those and send them in, and enter yourself into the Amazon gift card competition. So this week's message is quite important to all of us, and it goes along the line of Black Lives Matter, and I'm sure that all of you have been reading what's been going on in the media, and especially in America. Both Miss Gordon and Miss Assey have put together the work that is going to go into the next slide, so do listen carefully to what's on there, and if you have any worries or concerns, you know you can contact us at info@artbolton.org or through the Sharp system if anything said in the next slide concerns you. Currently, the news and social media is being dominated by reports relating to the murder of an African American man, George Floyd, by law enforcement officers in the USA. This tragic event has led to mass protests against racial injustice across America and the world. Some of the images and footages that has been shared across news outlets and on social media is graphic and understandably stirs up many feelings of confusion and frustration. When trying to understand these reports, irrespective of our opinions, it is important that we as a community reflect on and discuss the events in a sensitive and compassionate way, as a man has tragically lost his life. Though this tragedy has left the world shaken, it has led to many people taking the time to learn more about racial injustice in our society, reflecting on their own experience of race and assessing their own prejudices in light of what they've learned. An example of this can be seen in the image on the screen of police officers in North Carolina who defused a tense standoff with protesters by kneeling with them in support of calls for justice in George Floyd's case. The police department later tweeted that they were committed to listening. One of the ways we can help to eradicate racial injustice in our society is through education and compassion. This resonates with our Art Bolton norms, pillars and virtues. Our pillar, always learning, encourages us always to learn more. So during this period, take some time to find out about different races and their experiences. Our art norm, Be Kind, inspires us to apply our virtue of compassion to all areas of our lives. Therefore, we must be compassionate when discussing and sharing our views about George Floyd and racial injustice. Also remember to be kind and compassionate to yourself, as this event has been traumatic and has raised some very difficult questions about society and justice. You will have noticed that during this time that some communities are organising marches and protests to express their feelings about racial injustice. Peaceful protests are an example of one way that people express their views and bring attention to their concerns. Peaceful protests should be carried out in lawful and respectful ways. There are many ways of practicing virtues that can affect change within society by drawing attention to often overlooked or underrepresented issues. You can practice the virtues of justice and compassion by taking some time to reflect on your own experience and understanding of race growing up in a multicultural city. You could do this by writing a passage or a poem or a piece of artwork, and we would love to share this work from you, and please send it into info@artbolton.org. Above all, stay home, take care of siblings and family, and stay safe. This message seems to be getting more and more important every week. To our amazing students, families and staff, everyone at Art Bolton miss you very much. And although you are not in school right now, we are thinking about you all. Stay happy, stay safe. Team Bolton. As I said earlier on, we've had quite a lot of work sent in to us, and I've just picked up some of the top end bits of work there. So Habiba Bibi, thank you so much for your pictures of the cupcakes that you made and some of the artwork that you've done. In particular, thank you key workers, and I'm sure some of you have put those on the front of your houses and your windows. Then we've got some work here by Mersel. He's done a picture of the book that they were reading, Coraline. And he's also come up with a bandana, the Art Bolton bandana. Perhaps we'll all have one of these face masks when we return. My favourite, though, has to be this piece of work here by Suede in Year 8. I just love what this looks like. It reminds me a little bit of a Banksy, but just stunning. The silhouette here of a little girl under a tree. What a beautiful piece of work. So here are our top workers in maths, science and humanities. Quite a lot of people put huge effort in over the half term and just before we broke up. A number of people accruing multiple hours on Seneca. So well done to you, especially if your name comes up more than once in these lists. Let's keep going, in particular Year 9, let's really push ourselves to get on with our maths. We need those numbers up, ready, because you're about to start your GCSE year very soon. So the winner this week of the Amazon gift card is a ghost writer. The reason why I say that is that they've sent this piece of work in, but the email it was sent from, I think, must be either of a parent or a sister. So this piece of work is a short story about dance, and it was prompted by Miss Andrews' prose project that we've been looking at. So, a really well done to you. As soon as I find out who this ghostwriter is, we shall be whisking an Amazon voucher over to you. So, well done. It shows some fantastic work. It's a prolonged piece of written text, and Miss Andrews had made real positive comments about the hard work and effort you put in above and beyond that's required of you on Seneca. So, an excellent job. Well done.